Hello and good evening. Welcome to the Only Farmers Podcast, episode 6. Bear with me while I try to message all of our friends to see if anyone will join up tonight. Hopefully they do. Alrighty. Well, we are live, and thank you everyone for coming in. I think we're running the simultaneous stream tonight, so that means that we are vertical as well as horizontal. So we'll see what's going on with that. All right. Just messaging everybody. I think that's everybody that I've got. Good evening, Payne. How you doing? Thank God it's Friday, right? Made it through another week in paradise. You get up to anything good on the homestead or the farm this week? We had 2 more dead outs with our bees today, so I got honey though from it. Well, not yet. I got to put the boxes into the greenhouse tomorrow. Let it heat up to like 80 degrees so the wax is not brittle. Uncap them, clean out my extractor because I've just had a little bit of honey on the bottom, so I gotta like scrape that out and power wash it down. Then I'll spin out the honey from the 2 hives that are dead out. So hopefully, we get a few pounds of honey so I could make it with my own personal stash to this year's honey harvest, which will be nice. Let's see. I think I gifted all my memberships this month. Yes, I did. All right. So what I'm gonna do then is I'm gonna make sure that I don't gift any next month because we should be cooking down. I think about 7 or 8 gallons of sap tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow evening we're gonna be doing it. But our one big tree ran about 3 gallons, 3.5 gallons today. So I'm gonna cook it down, and then for March, I think we're gonna do a little giveaway for members only. Where I'm gonna give away a little jar of our maple syrup. Let me actually look. If I can get a small jar where I don't have to order a 30-pack. A single jar. Of course, I have to order a 30-pack of everything, right? Oh, no, here's one. So that's a half a pint, I think. Yeah, I'll figure something out. What's going on, sir? Are you hopping in the pod tonight? Oh, I watched your video, by the way, with the finished products of the shelving system, or at least when you were feeding, and then you showed at the end of that feeding episode, and that's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet stand. I like it. We had 2 more dead outs today. Roger that. Well, we'll be here. You know, we're always here. I like talking to walls, so if no one's chatting, I'll find something to chat about. I filmed a video yesterday on how to make money with chickens, and I absolutely hated it when I got inside to start editing. And I refilmed it today. So hopefully, I haven't looked at the footage yet, but hopefully the footage is a bit better. And I don't say as much or stupid stuff or like, all that good stuff. Oh yeah, that honey stand is awesome, dude. I love it. Absolutely love it. Uh, I'm just clicking around on the YouTube home screen. Been in the shop all week. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be putting frames together soon. I have to get my order together. I know what I want to order, but I have to see what our final dead out is for the season. So right now we went from like 85% last week. Those 2 extra. We have 11 out of 15, which I think brings us to 73% in this yard. 73.33%. Oh, you know what? It is not. I didn't even share the link for it. Hold on. Invite guests, copy. Go ahead and paste that in there. It'll be pinned up now. I could put myself in a timeout. Isn't that wonderful? There we go. Message pinned. Perfect. You been doing anything good in the shop? I'm not sure if you'll be able to tell, but I got stung like twice in the sand today. It's a little puffy. It's not really bad. But I popped open one hive. I wasn't sure if they were a dead out. So it's a double deep with a honey super up top. Because I felt them, I'm like, they feel pretty heavy. So I popped them open. There's no activity in the front of the hive, and there's a good size cluster there. I'd say about like 6 or so, 7 frames, and they're spread out fairly decent. And all of a sudden, 2 or 3 of them come and fly right here, and I like try to give them one of these, and like I just they just lit me up. Oh, you guys have chicks hatching. That's awesome, Bane. Building pallets covers, 65 pallets and 145 covers. Oh my lord. Enjoy bedtime with the kiddos, Payne. I'm hearing my daughter right now run back and forth. My son goes down at 7, she goes down at 8, and it's always like running around upstairs before it's bedtime because when you're a 3-year-old, why would you want to go to bed? The world is your oyster, and it's just fun to run around and play. Built a compost. Oh, what'd you build it with? You do like a pallet system like we do? Or you just like built like a pile? Now, Brad, are you expanding? 65 pallets. That fits 4-way pallets. You're coming out to 260 colonies. That's pretty sweet. Payne, make me jealous. What was the temperature by you today? I bet it was warm. I bet it was so nice down by you. We got up to 49 degrees today here. It was wonderful. Use pallets, but now use piece of fencing. Okay. So like you made basically like a couple T-posts and then made the circle 82 degrees. That's wonderful. Oh, building for other beekeepers. See, I got to get into that. I've thought about like making stuff for other beekeepers, but then I don't know if they would pay, right? And I don't want to make stuff and like work on good faith, and I don't know. I guess I could take deposits, right? Sports bra kind of day. You know, I love wearing my sports bras when I'm out in the garden working. Should I do that for a video? Just like wear one of Jackie's sports bras, just like run around the yard, take care of the chickens. Pallets are a small pallet with integrated bottom boards, 2 hives. Okay. So they're like you cut them in half or cut them down? Or are they just a small pallet? See, I don't want to drink directly from the tap because then like you're not gonna know if I'm like being for real or whatever. I want Jackie to milk them into my mouth. It's like but we've been losing subs, so I don't know if it'll happen. We've been losing a steady 100 every month. 33 and a half wide, 22 deep. Okay, nice. Yeah, I like the four-way pallets. I don't know. I mean, I basically make my pallets so I could just throw the hives on there. I haven't made them with the clips yet, but I should probably think about making pallets that have the bottom boards integrated into it. That's what all my hives are on. Okay, nice. Yeah, and you just have the 2 hives per pallet. Hey, it works, right? And I guess you could go in. How would you move those if you need to move them? Oh, yeah, that'd be a problem, right? If you have 4 hives and you figure if they're full double deeps, looking at they're probably 400 pounds at least. Maybe more than 400, maybe like closer on the 450, 500 side. Oh, you got a commercial break. Nice. Did it do the commercial on the side, by the way? I told YouTube to be aggressive with ads. So I do apologize if we're getting them. Okay, so it just went straight to a commercial. I'm curious if it'll run a commercial, but then it'll pop you back into where you left off, or if it'll just go straight to the live feed again. That's what I'm curious about. Okay, you might have missed some of what I was saying. Okay, so it pops the commercial and then it's straight back to the live portion. Okay, that's good to know. That is good to know. Oh, but for pain, it started right back where it ended. Oh, it's interesting too. Huh. Interesting. So YouTube's got to get on that, right? That's why they were considering, or they said they were implementing, not just considering, to do a side by side on like live streams like this, where it would basically it'll pop me off to the side and you'll get the advert right there. I don't know if it's doing that, but probably not. Watch ads, so lets me see it. Yeah, supposedly if you watch, I think YouTube is like it's weird. So there's skippable ads, bumper ads, auction ads, and another type of ad. And I think the skippables you don't get as much of a payout if people skip right away. You get a better payout if people watch half of the ad or the full ad. Um, Usually, if if Jackie's watching on her phone, she'll just let the ads run. And I don't know if it does anything for the RPMs because our RPMs are usually pretty steady between like $5 and $10. Hey, cuz, how you feeling? I feeling good, man. How you feeling? You don't have to watch the whole ad. Nobody's got time for the whole ad, Bane. What ad was it, by the way? I'm curious what they feed you guys because usually ads are like basically delivered to you from what your search history is. Recently, I've been getting like Tractor Supply ads. I always get the St. Jude ads. I gotta get the views up to make the money. It's all good. I'm always here just to hang out and have fun. Literally don't remember. It's okay. I don't remember much of anything anymore. Between the lack of sleep and the constant barrage of the kids just going, "Daddy, Daddy, 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 do you see this? Look at this jump, Dada, Daddy, look at my jump." And you gotta love when like the 3-year-old will say like, "Daddy, what's that?" And you'd be like, "That's it's rice or it's a baked potato." And then they're like, "Okay, Daddy, what's that?" "It's a baked potato." "But Daddy, what is that?" "It's a baked potato." Oof. Yeah, 6-year-olds and twins. I'll pray for you, Payne. That's right, Aja. We got a ball out. We fly high, no lie. They know this. We ballin'. Right? So the song goes. Something like that. So how much honey do you think I'm gonna get, guys? Let me see if I could put a poll in here. We're gonna go with the less than sign, less than 30 pounds, or greater than 30 pounds. Okay. The poll should be there. Just so you guys know, I mean pounds when I put less than 30, greater than 30. Will I ever eat the one chip challenge again? I don't know. I I've seen the footage of myself at 2 in the morning exploding out the bottom end, and I remember the feeling very vividly of how hot it was coming out. So probably not. It was so bad. It was like bad. Like the hot going in was not terrible. If you guys saw my reaction, it was like not bad. I haven't posted the reaction of the exit, and it was bad. Ooh. Thinking about it now, like because like my stomach was like bubbling up. What's the question? The question was, would I eat the one chip challenge again? It was so enjoyable watching. Oh, guarantee verified. Yeah, it was hot. You ever taste heat 2 times? I have. I was actually looking through my SD card the other day. I do have the full video on the the poll question. So out of my 2 colonies for the 2 colony collapses, I'm gonna pull honey. Are we gonna get less than 30 pounds between the two or more than 30 pounds between the two? Is it still up? It should be up. Yeah, everyone's saying greater than 30 pounds. I think greater than 30 pounds. I had to carry it today, so it was pretty heavy. No land is useless, West. No land is useless. What are your plans for it, by the way? Are you gonna put grazing animals on there? Are you gonna do like are you gonna put a house, pop-up house, tiny home? I saw this I guess it was a video today, but they got one of those 40-foot pop-up trailers, or basically it's a container unit, right? That like just pops up into a house. And it was from China. I think they said the container itself for the 40-foot was like 15,800, and then between the shipping and tariffs, they said it brought it up to like 28,000 and change. But it's a 40-foot, like, so basically fit in a 40-foot cargo trailer, and then they literally slid this thing out. They had a lull and their little forklift, so they slid it out with the forklift and then like strapped it up with the lull and then lowered it down. And it had rough plumbing in it. It had a bathroom already installed. It had rough plumbing in the bathroom, and then I think it had just rough plumbing for the kitchen. You had to do all the like cabinets and stuff like that, your sink extra, but it was rough plumbed, it was rough wired, and all you had to do is set up an electric source, whether you connect it to the grid or have an off-grid system that comes in, and then just finish out the plumbing and of course hook it up to a septic or a dry well or whatever is code in your area. For 28 grand, you can't really beat that. How much did the acreage cost, if you don't mind me asking, per acre? And let's put it like this: if the acreage does not work, Texas is becoming a big spot for those data centers. So you could hold on to it for a few years, and then if a data center comes along and decides that it's useful to them, they can pay you top freaking dollar for it. Extreme mountain land, South Alabama, Texas. I want to do goats, bees, and quail. Okay, cool. One of those shed things, kind of like tiny houses, just the shell. Oh, that's so sweet, dude. A little more than 1,000 an acre. I freaking wish. You can't touch land around me for like lower than, if you just get like a couple of acres, sometimes you'll be looking at like 10 grand if it's like completely wooded. It could be 10 grand if it's completely swamp. And if it's like open pasture land, I've seen open pasture. I think I saw a 25-acre tillable. It was maybe like a 27-acre property, and it was, I think it was like 500,000 for 25 acres, or like 25K an acre. Now, when you say extreme mountain, are we talking like it's just hill after like steep slope and like craziness? All you need is about like a half an acre to like set up like a spot. And is the plan to live there is the question. I've always looked at those cheap land places, whether it was in Texas or Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, and the things to look out for. I'm sure you've done your research and your homework, is to make sure that you have access and easements to that property if it was not directly connected to a roadway. Is there water in the area? You know, you always want to look around to see if other properties in the area drilled wells, if they were super, super deep, where they were very expensive to drill them. Long-term plan to live there. Nice, dude. It's awesome. Great dry wash. Thinking dam is a livestock pond, no permits, no state oversight. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, so sort of like do what you will with. Yeah, I think like the western Texas area is definitely good for that. I forget which county it is, but very minimal input. Permaculture for now. Legal deeded easement and wells are 80 to 400 foot. Okay, so that's not terrible. So it could cost you as little as like 2 or 3 grand to dig the well. It could cost you up to like 20 or 30 grand. All depends. Commercial break. Well, when I told StreamYard to be aggressive with the ad placements, because it like talks to YouTube, it's working. Like you're going to drill the well yourself? Well, for every ad that you're supposed to get, West, it gives us a little cut. Because if you're premium, YouTube premium, so if I was to go and show you like my like ad revenue per video, you'll see your shorts ads or your long form ads, and then you'll see YouTube premium. So anyone who's a premium member, it gives you a little chunk of the change from that premium membership when they should have gotten an ad but didn't. And that just means that you're a wonderful person because you're helping pay us with your wallet versus your time. Either way, time is money, so it doesn't matter. Not premium. Buy some soap to make up for it. I'll use a blocker. Nope, he's just gotta add blockers. That's awesome. Now I wonder how that works with YouTube. I wonder if it's if they count those views or not, because I think they were saying something along the lines of them knowing who uses ad blockers and who doesn't, and they would still give that percentage that should have been an ad. But then again, who knows, right? They don't. They can tell. Working great. No ads. Hello again, you say. Hello, hello. My buddy's at bingo right now at a distillery. That sounds cool. I bet you win drinks. Probably win money too. One of my favorite vacation spots is upstate New York. It's a dude ranch, and they had bingo every single night. And it's gambling, right? Because like you'd play like 5 or 6 games, and every single game you'd win money, and then it'd be like $20, and then like $30, $50, and then the rest of the pot or whatever it would be. And it was awesome. Day 17, 50% rate so far. That's not bad. Give them up to day 19. Wherever game is a drinking game. That's it. Is what a Ram Ranch. What kind of goats would you get, by the way, Texas? Oh, the a dude ranch. It's a dude ranch. Bunch of dudes there. Rendering's going slow. You got to get yourself a beefy machine there. I built mine, I think 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. And what did I spend? I spent about $1,800 on this tower. And it goes quick. I think I could render probably 30-minute video in about 15 to 20 minutes. Ram Ranch really rocks. Team Ramrod. Taking donations for the beefy machine. Yeah, can I show it to you guys? Maybe. I don't know if it'll work with the green screen or not. Hold on. Maybe if I turn green screen off. Visual effects. Oh, here we go. Look at that. Oh, I'm trying to do this backwards. It's so difficult. But it's one of those gamer girl setups. Is what it is. Ugh. Yeah, I got all the, what do they call it? RGB, red, green, blue. Oh, Ram Ranch is a song, huh? I don't know. I'll listen to it later. I'll remember. Or hopefully remember to write it down. What do you guys think of my thumbnail, by the way? The quail and the chicken in karate uniforms. All the beekeepers are live tonight. Cayman Reynolds is live. Sawmill Charlie's live. Loads of people. Yeah, I'll listen to it when I'm off the stream. Is it a funny song or is it like a good song? I should have looked it up right now so it's in my watch history. Thumbnail, dude. Oh yeah. I might think less of you after hearing it. Do I just like listen to it and just like turn it down and put it to my ear? You guys can't hear this right now, right? Oh, I like the metal intro. This is what you listen to while you're at work. Okay, I'm definitely gonna listen to this later. Oh my gosh. Ram Ranch really rocks, and all them cowboy socks. Honestly, maintenance once a month, you're probably you'll probably be okay. My approach this year or this last year was like hands off beekeeping, so I really didn't touch my bees too much. I'd pop them open maybe once a month, maybe twice a month, just if like I saw anything like crazy going on, and they did just fine. We got 11 out of the 15 here still. We knew one of them was going to go, so call it 11 out of 14. And they're rocking and rolling. I mean, building up, I would say go with a nucleus colony just so you have something to start with. They'll be more inclined to stay versus having a package. But if you wanted to feed them to get them to draw comb really quickly, then keeping that feed full and not spoiling would be a problem. Yeah, it all depends on the time of the year and what you're going for. And if they're gonna swarm, they're gonna swarm. That's it. Yeah, I've had colonies swarm, and then after they swarmed again. Caught both of them though, but that is a problem, right? Because you're making bees, or you're making honey, you're not making both. Yeah, I could agree with that. But it depends, right? Like if they're just building up and hopefully they won't swarm that first year. Although I've had a colony in the first year they wanted to swarm because they built out, and then by the time they built out, they're double deep. They sort of started running out of room. 2 hours in the property, should be there full time until 3 to 4 years. It could be doable. Could always go strength by numbers, right? I would definitely say if you could get used equipment where you have the space for the bees and they'd be um, able to like build more on top of that once they make out the frames, you'd probably be okay for the first year. The second year might be tricky, especially during swarm season. I don't know what swarm season's like in Texas. Let me look it up. It says late March through June, with the peak activity April and May. I'm curious what kind of honey you'd get down there. What it would taste like. Get hit with every commercial in the book tonight. Light yellow honey. Is that a type of flower? So it says a wide variety, mostly wildflower, with signature regional types, including mesquite. I'm gonna butcher this one. Hayo, cotton, and Yopon holly. Interesting. Often filtered honeys produced using carniolan bees. Uh-huh. Light colored, mild, often harvested late spring. The Hayo prized very light color from South Texas with a citrus lemonade flavor. Ooh, that sounds good. The wildflower just blending various regional blooms. The Yukon is a full body, earthy, somewhat bitter honey. Cotton, mild, sweet, buttery honey. White brush features a vanilla scent or smoky flavor. Interesting. And tallow, a common light flavored honey. Tallow is beef fat. So I don't know what that would taste like. Well, I do know what it tastes like. I've had it before. Buckwheat, dark, robust, and malty option. And then, of course, your light sweet clovers found in Central Texas. Orange blossom, distinctive light color honey with citrus flavor. Yeah, you probably get a nice variety down there. That's pretty sweet. Call it mesquite honey. Almost a flat yellow, not bright. Yeah. Something like that. Probably lighter than this, actually. And I don't have any of my light stuff. Hold on. Let me see if I can find a picture of our honey. Not as gold. Okay, here we go. Check this out. I have to send it to myself first, so bear with me. Send it to just me. Now I have to download it from just me. I'm going to call it the honey flight. Visuals, let's add one. No, I don't want to be in thumbnails. I want to be in pictures. Here we go. So put that out of the way. So the one over here is the lightest honey, or one of the lightest honeys we've ever gotten, followed by a slightly less light to the darker. I have to get out of the way. Ugh. Yes, the honey on the left is a vintage of 2023, followed by the vintage 2024, and then our fall 2025 honey. All very good flavors. The light honey boasts a wonderful floral flavor, almost tasting perfumey at times, followed by your mid-dark honey, also very florally, with a light and sweet aftertaste, and then our fall flow, picked from the finest goldenrod varieties, hosting a bold and flavorful flavor profile. What's going on, Kelly? Yeah, just with shipping honey, my neighbor said that I guess the USDA or health department or somebody got on his ass about shipping. I don't know how truthful he's being because he ships it all the time, but he's saying he had to like get everything like processed in a proper facility to do that. I don't know. From what I've read, is raw honey falls outside of the cottage foods, at least in my state, and you don't need a processing facility until you do like 4,000 pounds or more. Trying to enjoy the 60-degree weather. Oh, that's so nice. We hit 49 today. If I stay in Texas, I'm fine. Okay, cool. I know it is my competition. You know who I'm talking about. Um, it was funny. The one time he came up to our table and like he always forgets who I am. I think this year he hasn't forgotten who I am because I've said what's up to him so many times. But like this year I'm like, oh, what's going on? He comes over and he's like looking at our labels and he's like, oh, blah 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 blah, telling me about like things he got in trouble for. I think more so just so we don't sell as much, but we'll see. We'll see. And also like every beekeeper in my area, especially like the commercial ones, they're they're at their time, like where they don't want to be doing it anymore. I mean, it does get heavy. Ass hat. Let me see. I'm gonna post the babies. I took a picture of them today. They're so cute. I think I have to add. Is that the good picture? Yeah, that's the better of the pictures. They're outgrowing their little coats. It's so sad. I don't know what I should name. I'm not gonna name them. Can't name them. I have to sell them. Gotta find it. Here we go. Yeah. Aren't they cute? Yeah, anything poultry related west, you're gonna have regulations, but that's good as long as it's not drug related. Only mad honey. Although mad honey is legal in the states, so I'd love to try that. One thing I realized: you don't listen to your competition. Oh, never listen to your competition, right? Although technically my mentor is my competition too, but he doesn't care. He gives me tips and pointers all the time. Hell, he's giving me free boxes all the time, like stuff that's like used and like at the end of its life, just to like help boost us up a little bit. Because I showed you the bill that I'm looking at soon, $3,600. I might be able to get it down to 3,300 if I order it in March for the March Madness sale if they do 10%. I remember last year I was looking at the sales and the sale was better before March Madness. It was like December. The sales were great. And now this year it's just like it's crazy. It's almost I think it's gone up by like 30%. Let's see. Kelly, have you ever seen this one? Beanie working the bees with me? I think it's one of my favorite pictures of all time. So now with the game birds, right? Are you able to butcher and sell those, or do you need a special license? Yeah, the chickens with under the FSIS exemption, you should be good up to 1,000 birds direct to consumer. If you wanted to go up to 20,000, I think you need to have the USDA as well as health department come in and inspect. But that would allow you to sell to establishments like restaurants and stuff. These are going to hopefully get swarms and be able to split. You're either gonna get one or the other. So I would try to split them soon. Once you get those blooms going, because you're probably a couple weeks ahead of me. I'd say mid March. Just take like 2 frames of open brood, put them above a queen excluder, let all the nurse bees come up, find your queen, make sure she's down below, and then pull that out, and then let them make a nuke, do a walk away. But get a lot of nurse bees up there on it. So trying to pace ourselves financially. I do know how that goes. Okay, so game birds are normal meat. Thanks, Kelly. They're pretty great when they're not being pretty bad. Gotta love them. Yeah, Brad's get all the commercial breaks tonight. Yeah, I'd agree with you on that. The 1,000 broilers, we do usually 120 a year, and that's enough. And we run classes for it, so we basically have people come, they pay us, so they're paying us to learn, and they're also paying us to work, which is a wonderful, wonderful thing. 1,000 birds a month without claiming anything, or without getting inspected. You got to claim it. Sell establishment himself, just can't sell over state line. Okay, nice. Yeah, I think in our state is the same thing. Can't go over state line with it. But if somebody buys it here and takes it over state line, that's on them. It's like the same thing with a nursery permit. A nursery, you need to be a registered nursery if you're selling over state lines. we're bringing things in from over state lines, and it's just so you know, like different pest management and stuff like that. But I think if you're just selling plant starts, I think there's a loophole, or at least a poorly worded document where you don't need to be a registered nursery to sell plant starts if it's within the state. Don't report it unless they come knocking. Yeah. I mean, our records are whatever we order, whatever receipts we have. That's basically what we grew and what we put on the table or put in the freezers. But we started taking what's it called this year as well, credit cards. So we got Square, I think it is, and of course everything's going to just be documented right in there. Oh, Kelly, I was saying split your bees. I don't know how far back behind the chat is, but split your bees down. So instead of them swarming and making a split, just split them ahead of time and do it in mid March. Let me see if I could turn the velocity down on how aggressive it is with the ads. I might be able to do that. Maybe. Here we go. Let's go medium frequency. Perfect. Okay, now there shouldn't be as many ads, hopefully. We'll see. No, you guys registered as a business now down there, right? Always suggest if you sell anything, even if you're selling 1 dozen eggs, you should get a registered business. Then you get sales tax exemption, Tractor Supplies. You get different suppliers and vendors. They'll give you tax exempt as long as you have your EIN. And then you could write off a bunch of stuff. So you could write off home office if you're using it for advertising or creating content. You could write off portions of your internet bill if you do a lot of communication via the internet and like messaging apps and stuff like that. Your phone bill, you could write off about half of it. I usually say like 40% on your internet and phone is appropriate. But home office, whatever it is, I think it's up to 500 square foot, maybe less than that. Don't quote me. But my little office is 10 foot by 10 foot, so that's what I write off. And then, of course, having an LLC will protect you from being personally liable. Aha! Brad, welcome to the show.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, hello.
Just getting my screens organized here. Yeah. So,
yeah, Kelly, with
Mr.
the credit
Boots
cards,
is
it
here.
just opens a new market. Look at the kitty.
Mr. Boots is here with us.
Nice. He's usually always here with us.
He's here quite a bit. Yeah.
So 65 pallets today, huh? And 145 lids, you said?
Oh, I'm working on it.
Working on it.
I certainly
How do you
can't
make your
do that in a
lid, by the
day.
way?
It's what's called a migratory cover.
Okay.
It's very simple. It's basically a square plywood. It's got I call it a cleat on the front that just
Yep.
kind of hangs down a little bit.
Okay.
It's flush with the box on the sides because
Mhm.
it's on a two-way pallet, so you can't hang over
Yeah,
the
they want
sides.
them close.
Yeah, and there's a cleat on the top on the end just to add strength.
Yeah, because otherwise they'll
And
bow. I find when I just make my tops, just cut them out and throw them on with a brick on it, they'll start to bow over time.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And to add strength and a little bit of space for adding a patty or something,
Okay.
I put a half an inch shim around the
The bottom
perimeter
edge.
on the bottom. So it
Okay,
just gives
nice.
you that little bit of space. Now, it's half an inch, so it violates bee space. So they're going to put comb in there if you don't do something else. I put a Reflectix inner
Oh, just
cover
that little
on.
thing. Yeah, and then
Yep. And then it doesn't prevent them from building comb, but it prevents the comb from sticking to the lid. You can take the
yeah,
lid off and then just kind of, you know, get that cover back without the comb ripping apart.
nice. Let's see.
So it's
West
pretty good.
Texas says so. Brad, what does maintenance consist of?
Oh man, you want me to? You want me to tell you all of that at one live stream?
I mean, it all depends on where you're at, right?
Well, like I say, that wouldn't be that bad if you have experience and you kind of know what's coming, right? That's the thing with bees is you're reading the landscape, you're reading the weather, the climate, and the bees, and you're trying to figure out what's going to happen over the next week or two. And if you're talking about a month, that's a lot of time. That's a lot. I would. I've been doing this 10 years, and I would never recommend anybody do that. Now, I'm not in your area, so that has a lot to do with it. My season is very very compressed, as you can guess, kind of where I live. This is my one of my yards right now.
Yeah, West is north of the border. You're way north of the border.
Yeah, yeah. So, my season is really compressed. It's like 3 4 months.
I feel like in Texas, you'd have to be in your hives almost like 10 months out of the year, probably.
Yeah, you'll have big high beetle pressure, probably big varroa pressure there, because you'll have, and I'm guessing, I didn't look up where that town is in Texas, but you know, probably some pretty warm weather all the time. Hey, um, so brood a lot, and then if you have a dearth period, say in your summer or your winter or both, you're going to have to be feeding your bees, and to plan ahead a whole month in advance to be able to feed your bees, I don't think that's going to work. Well, it's a kid, a koala bear. Yeah, it kind of looks like a koala bear. He's a giant kitty cat. He's a
Is he a
very
Maine
old.
Coon?
I think he's got a little Maine Coon in him. Yeah,
Yeah,
he looks that way.
he does. He's big too.
Yeah, he's a big fella, like me. He's skinny though.
Yeah,
He's almost 2 dimensional.
yeah. You said he's super old, right? Just skin and bones now.
Yeah, he's over 19 now.
Yeah, I love how
Yeah,
he just sleeps on you like that. It's
yeah.
so
He
great.
sleeps a lot. That's all he does is sleep.
I
He's
wish my
he's
cat
buzzing
slept.
though. He's
Is
sitting
he?
here
He's
buzzing.
purring. I'll hear him a
Yeah,
bit.
he's buzzing very quiet right now.
Yeah, but West, if you
So,
could get into a beekeeping association in your area, usually they're like 20 to $50 to join them, and just go attend a few meetings and see what other people are asking questions about and problems in the area. I would suggest starting there because
oh,
it's
you know
always
what?
always
You
the best to
need
learn.
you need people around you. You need a mentor. You need association to learn from everything. You can get a lot of the stuff online, but the problem with that is you really have to learn how to separate the wheat from the chaff. There's so much chaff online. There's Facebook groups, there's forums. Bee Source is actually a pretty good one
Yeah,
online, a pretty good forum. Um, there's YouTube, but again, there's probably two bad videos for every good video on YouTube.
always.
I was just watching actually one of my favorite speakers, Dr. Jamie Ellis, and he's a very good speaker. He's brilliant, So I just clicked over to the channel. It's UF Honeybee Lab. It's University of Florida. So UF Honeybee Lab. If you go to that channel, um, listen to some of what Jamie Ellis says. He also does a podcast called Two Bees in a Podcast.
Oh, I
Funny
like that
name,
name.
and it's a very good podcast.
Uh-huh.
It's a wide range of topics and discussion, right from very new beekeepers right to fairly advanced topics.
Cool.
So those are the kind of things that I recommend. I mean, there's the entertainment YouTube things, but those
Yeah.
aren't really all that helpful. I kind of, well, I was going to say I kind of view my channel as a little bit more of an education channel, but it's really a vlog channel. Um, but I do try to take time to explain things that I think might be interesting or that
Oh yeah, of course.
someone might struggle with or a new beekeeper might not understand or might not know. I
I mean,
try to do that.
when you were going into those colonies the other day in the outyard, they looked pretty good, except for maybe the exception of one or two of
Yeah,
them that you were
some
like
of them look pretty good. You know, some were,
so, a little small.
yeah, but
I've got one that's a little small, but I think my single is packed more than anything in the yard, and they're still quite heavy. I'm curious if they've been ramping up.
that was this yard you saw me doing.
Okay,
Uh, and some of the queens, I put that yard together a year ago. Well, in May, um, with Italian packages.
okay, nice.
So they had these Italian buckfast queens, and I'm not a fan. I put 16 colonies in there, and a week later I had to replace 8 queens because they're dead.
Really?
Yeah, they were just
Was it
terrible.
maybe just the supplier? You should do Russians. Just put the suit on every time you work them.
If
They're
you
good.
watch my channel, you know very much I wouldn't take bees like that.
No, I don't
I'm
know.
bee.
I Some of my
I'm
angry bees, they'll pull like 90 pounds of honey I could take plus another
I'm
80 to 90 pounds for the
I'm a
winter.
t-shirt and shorts guy in the
Yeah.
apiary.
Well, you could still rock shorts, maybe. A little bit of bug spray on the
Nope,
legs.
Mr. Boots has got somewhere to be. Okay, there you go.
Hello, chickens, Uncle Bob. So West Texas, there is if you look up westtexasbeekeepers.com, there's an event meetup in February in Wingate, Texas. I don't know how close you are to that, but they got spring planning, beekeepers potluck. Yeah, looks like something. Looks like a cool meetup. And not a lot of people. It's like maybe 20 people, not even in that photo. But yeah, there should definitely be beekeeping associations in like every county. A lot of the different counties, people will either take it into their own hands and then rent spaces, but it's not too expensive. I think the one in my county is about, I think it's 25 for a person or $50 for a family, and that's up to 4 people to join. I should just join just to see if they do like raffles and giveaways, and just see if I can get in and get some free gear,
That's the spirit.
right?
So you want to
Or
see a
hell,
few
even
pictures of what's been going on?
yeah, show us. Even going there if I get gear from like sponsors or collabs. So I got one person. It's so funny. I got a collaboration reach out to me the other day, and they're like, "Oh, would you be interested in this, or this?" Right? And it was like 3 random things. I'll show you or tell you what they were. So the first email was 2 days ago, and it was, "Would you be interested in the garden bed, a fuel caddy, or a honey extractor and a beehive?"
A
Eh,
fuel caddy.
Yeah, I don't know.
As
I mean, I should look it up real quick.
long as it's a good fuel caddy.
It looks pretty decent. There's only like $239, but And then they said something. I'm like, okay, no problem. I'm like, you could, you know, if there's any contracts to be signed, it has to be sent to me in like a physical form because there's too many people that get hacked clicking links. I'm like, I don't click links. I'm like, I'm always honest. I'm like, and you have to ship to my PO box. They're like, oh well, like our shipping supplier or whatever vendor doesn't like really work with PO boxes. And I go, I'm like, if you can't ship to a PO box, that's not a problem. I'm like, but this is where our conversation ends. So I'm always upfront and honest, and I don't have a problem turning people away. And then today, I get another email from somebody else at the same company, and they're like, "Oh, would you be interested in a heavy-duty log lifting tong, a clip-on debris fork, or a 5/16 inch drain cleaning machine?" I'm like, excuse me. I'm like, I was speaking to this person the other day, and I'm like about beehives and extractors, and I go, he said that you can't ship to a PO box, so let me know if you can. I'm like, and I'm interested in the extractor and the beehive. I'm like, so please get back to me with
Huh.
that. It might just be AI, and they're just like sending multiple emails because like they got two AI agents working it or something. I really don't know exactly what's going on. 5 hours from the property, different ecosystem. Shit.
Okay, I'll give you a visual of what I was saying that I was working on. This was earlier this week. I did this little job.
If there's a bigger beekeeper within 2 miles of me, would you put out traps? Yeah, I would. Oh
So
wow.
that's the plywood for the pallets and the covers. That's 20.
What's the thickness on that?
It's three
It looks.
quarter.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks thick.
Yeah. So it's about 20 sheets, 24 by 8 sheets that I cut up
Okay.
for that. And I'll find you another one.
Remember, chickens, Uncle Bob. Once the bees leave the one apiary, they're free bees. They're not their bees anymore. They're gone. They didn't do the
Pretty well
proper,
the rule.
yeah, they didn't do the proper management to stop swarms. So it's fair game.
So this was yesterday. I think it was a yesterday picture. The pallet over in the corner, the one right by the door has the 2x4s for the risers for the
Okay.
pallet,
Yep.
and then all the other pallet sitting in front of it was all the other bits and pieces that I need to put the pallets and covers together. And that's not nearly all of them either. I've still got some work to do
Oh yeah. I always
to
hate cutting
rip all
everything and
that.
staging it. It looks like so much. It just like it gets
Yeah,
the
and
pile
this
gets
is
huge.
actually a fairly small build for what I do sometimes.
Yeah.
Like this is, I said 65 pallets. Quite often I'll do over 100 pallets in a season.
Okay.
So,
Nice.
100 pallets, and that's 200 covers, right? So it's a pretty big order.
You get a good upcharge on it.
Um, well, I do, however, uh, it takes me so long to build them
Yeah.
that it's something to keep me busy. You know,
I hear that.
I don't know why I might make $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
You know,
Doing extra.
which is nothing to sneeze at, but it's still
It's something.
I put in a lot of hours
Oh, I'm
for that
sure.
$1,000.
Yeah. I'm sure you
So
do. Now, how many would you make to make 1,000?
to make 1,000 a profit.
Well, 1,000 payout, I guess.
What's that?
Like 1,000 for payout, unless you want to convert the profit. Because as farmers, we never calculate our time. It's just what we bought it
Yeah,
for, what we sell it for, type deal.
that's right. That's right. Well, they're for a two-way pallet with corresponding covers. You're looking at 90.
Okay.
Yeah, $90. So you can get what 11 of
Yeah,
them per
about
pallet.
right. Okay, that's not bad.
So if I'm,
What's a sheet of plywood three
I do
quarter
a
cost for you?
hundred of them. I paid out just over $50,
Okay, that's not bad.
which is, you know, not the
So you
worst
basically,
I've ever paid, but it's
yeah. So basically, one sheet of plywood is building out around 2 pallets, something like that.
4 pallets and
Oh, to
30
build 4 of them.
covers.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. Well, two depends.
Depends on
two
your
two big
cuts.
covers. I'm making big covers. I'm making 10 frame covers. I'm making 6 frame covers. So a
Okay.
pallet will make two 10 frames and a six,
Uh-huh.
or just two tens if
Okay.
you're not making any sixes.
People run 6 frame hives up by you.
We have a lot of 6 frames here,
Oh wow.
and it works really nice with a pallet because here he's back. Just went for a drink, I guess. I don't know.
Did something. Went to kill a
Um,
mouse.
yeah. Oh no, those days are long behind him. Uh, yeah, it works really nice because you can make some splits, run
Okay.
them in sixes for the summer. They do
Yeah.
really well in the sixes, but kind
Now,
of
do
the
people do
magic.
them double stack 6 box?
Well, so yeah, that works well too. But the real magic about the sixes, you do the math, uh, and don't forget, for some reason, Canadian boxes are made with 7/8 thick material, not three
Okay.
quarter. So
Huh.
the dimensions are a little different. So two 10 frame boxes, like I said before, was 33.5 inches for the pallet
Yeah.
side by side. Well, a 6 frame box is 11 inches, and so three of those sixes fit
Um,
in the same space as two tens. So what you can do is on the pallet, uh,
alternating,
you have
like 2 in the front,
three
1 in the
you
back.
have three sixes on a
Uh-huh.
pallet, and then when the honey season comes, you can just put two 10 frame deep boxes on top of that. You don't need special honey super, like 6 frame honey super
Okay.
equipment. You just
Now,
use the 10 frame equipment you have on
how
top of
would
those
you
sixes.
separate that third queen
You just put queen excluders over them all.
over all of them? Oh, and all the
Yeah.
bees work together as
And then the bees just go straight up into the honey supers.
oh,
Yeah,
that's
kind
cool.
of, but they don't. I don't think they mix very well because they really do go straight up.
Huh.
You know,
That's
you'll
pretty
have,
sweet.
like, sometimes if one colony is a little bit weaker than the other, I'll
Mm-hmm.
I'll check on the box and it'll be full on this side, and I'll just turn it around
Yeah, just switch
so
them.
then the strong one could then fill the side that's
Huh. That's
not so
pretty
full.
wild.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, because
Yeah,
I
that's
just think
sharing.
about like they're not going to fight each other, have like a different pheromone smell. I guess the workers they're just working. They don't care. They go up, they
Yeah,
put the honey up, and then they come back down and go do it all over again.
yeah, yeah. That's right. House bees are young bees too. They get
That's
along.
cool. That is awesome.
I've
Now
run.
they
I've,
they have enough space for a brood nest in a 6 frame.
yeah, they'll pack it up though.
They
They'll
don't
pack.
they don't get a little swarmy.
They can.
Okay.
They can, especially if you're late with the honey super
Yeah.
and they start putting nectar in there. Then they can. They're the new queens though. They don't typically want to swarm,
Yeah.
so it
They'll just
takes a
run away.
lot. It takes a lot to make those new queens swarm.
I've had
It's the
really good new
overwintered
queens.
queens that'll swarm, in a moment's
Yeah.
notice.
I've had really good new queens. Um, and they packed everything out. So like I had a box swarm, new queen came back, right? She was laying up basically like a week later because they had already swarmed when she was capped up. So she was laying within a week. I took a couple of brood frames and made a split with it and dropped a queen cell into that. And then I gave them like blank foundation. She packed that out within like a week, and everything that was hatched was already backfilled with eggs, and she swarmed again. So they swarmed once. I pulled a few frames and put empty frames in, and then they swarmed again. But I caught them. So,
Yeah, foundation doesn't prevent swarming.
well, no, I drawn comb. I
Oh, okay.
put blank comb in.
Oh, okay. When you said blank, I thought it was foundation.
Yeah, blank comb. I'm sorry. I should have verified that or clarified it.
That's I kind of make rules about things, and that's one of the rules is the
Blank is
foundation.
foundation. Yeah,
Well, that we always say, like,
drawn comb.
there's different ways to prevent swarming, right? One of them is to give the queen space.
Yep.
And the rule is foundation is not space.
No, because they have to build it.
Right,
I've seen
because
them building
space
foundation.
is empty cells, right?
Yeah, I've seen
Drawn
them
empty
building
cells.
foundation, and it was only like, I don't know, maybe not even
Yeah,
like 3/16 of an inch, and they were laying eggs in
just a
it.
few millimeters, and they start
Yeah,
laying eggs. Yeah, I've seen
yeah.
that. That's pretty incredible. It's
I
kind of
had
like
a
hurry up, hurry up, hurry up.
yeah, I had a nuke the other year do that, where like I put one blank foundation in, and then they had I think a frame of fruit, brood, and open comb, and yeah, they started drawing out that other frame, and she was already laying in there. And I'm like, wow.
I'm a big
Some
fan
of
of
some of the cells were
rolling some
almost,
wax on, and they'll take that wax and they'll just pull
yeah,
it out immediately, like a couple of days, and it's just boom,
yeah,
it's just a little bit of comb.
yeah. So I've been putting wax on all my fresh foundation that I put in. But we
Hmm.
have a lot. We have a lot of foundation. I have to go through. I say every week I have to go do an inventory, and I just get distracted.
I've got boxes and I've got probably 1,000 sheets of foundation out there that I've cleaned up and ready to re-wax.
Yeah, I think I have 163 pieces of foundation still in the box, and I think I only have 100 frames though, because a lot of my frames I did a lot of cutouts. So I think about like 40, like 100 ish, 60 ish, 60 frames are just gone, and they're just the where I rubber band the comb into the frame. So I
Hmm.
have no use for that foundation, so it goes right back in the box.
Right.
It never gets out of the box. I couldn't believe how many cutouts I did last year. Hopefully it's as good this year. Knock on wood. I'm hoping, because I think last year I think we made 5,000 on cutouts. Plus we got like 6 new colonies,
Oh yeah.
that's great.
That's the thing around here, though. People want you to do everything for free.
Yeah,
They'll
they're like,
say,
oh, you're a
"I got
beekeeper,
I got bees in my wall. Come and get my." You think, well, what? Why do you think I want to come and do it for nothing? Well, you get the bees. I don't want your regular old bees. Get my own bees.
right? I had one person call me. So I was referred to him by my pest guy because he calls me up anytime he has honeybees because he legally can't kill them. So he calls me. I basically go and take the contract, and I call the guy up, and I'm like, hey, I'm like, Steve said you have bees, and I'm like, this is what we do. I'm like, I come in, I'm like, I'm separate from him on my own company. I'm like, and I specialize in honeybee removals. Give them the whole spiel, whatever. It's 120 bucks an hour. Usually they take anywhere from like 3 to 6 hours long. And he starts going off me. The fuck do you mean I'm not going to pay that much money? You kidding me? Me and Steve have a contract. He has to take care of it and honor it and blah 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 blah. Blah. I'm like, all right, buddy. I'm like, have fun having bees. I'm like, he's not going to kill him. He knows legally better to not jeopardize his business. It's a $10,000 fine here too. I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Oh
To
yeah.
kill bees?
Yep. If they're honeybees, you can't kill them.
Huh.
You have to take every single approach necessary to not kill them, and it's only if they're posing like an immediate risk to public safety, then you're able to. But you have to take every other avenue before you can actually exterminate.
Hmm.
But yeah, that was the first time I got bad mouthed by somebody for my pricing.
Well, if you don't want to do the job, make the price really high, and you won't have to do this job.
Well, I'm lower, I think, than a lot of people that do extractions. And then I had somebody else ask
But
me,
that's I'm kind of talking about me because I don't want to do a job. I got lots of work to do.
yeah, I had somebody ask me who's a beekeeper themselves. They're like, "Oh, my parents have bees in their house. I'm a beekeeper too. Like, what do you charge?" And then like I told them, and then it was like crickets. And then I asked them, I'm like, "Hey, I'm like, you ever get anyone to come take care of the bees?" Oh yeah, like some local guys around the area came and did it for free. They were done in 20 minutes. Or like so they probably just came, ripped the wall open, cut everything out, threw it into a box, and then just left. I'm like, they didn't take their time. They didn't know if they found the queen. I bet they might come rebuild, and I go, I bet they left the house looking like shit.
The thing about cutouts too is, not just any old beekeeper, because you need to have an understanding of basic construction of a house
Yeah,
or a building, right?
yeah,
You start cutting things, you start cutting into walls and whatnot, and running into plumbing pipes, running into electrical lines, and
Oh yeah,
cutting framing members or something.
yeah,
It's not something you just want anybody cutting into your building.
yeah. And before I started keeping bees, I had 4 years in construction, so
Yeah.
I
See,
know
I've
my
done
ins and
enough
outs
of
of it.
that too, and I used to install security systems in homes, and
Cool.
I could look at a wall and I can pretty much tell you what the framing members look like inside that wall,
Yeah.
and so that experience was really helpful in that job. But most of the guys I worked with, they didn't have a clue
No.
how houses were built, you know,
Yeah. Yeah. That's the
and
problem.
so they
I've only
struggled.
come into one problem during an extraction where I cut into the wall. I had like my readings and everything. I cut into this little piece because I always do a little test piece just to make sure like I'm not opening up the whole wall first. So I do a little test piece and I move a little bit of the insulation, and about a couple inches behind that, there's just this huge 12 by 12. And I have like a scope camera and everything, so I'm able to go in. So I don't know how this bay window was built, but they basically put two 12 by 12s together, or 2 by 12s together, and then laid that on top of the sill of the top of the wall. And no idea how they they did that or why they did that. It was just like overkill, but it was a house built in like it was the 80s. And it was built really really strong, but it was a big mansion. But I've
Mhm.
never come across where I cut into like, and it was, let's say there's like a 2 foot section above the window, and I cut right above the window area because that's where my heat signature was coming. Cut that little spot. I've never seen that much of like a beam, and I don't. It wasn't a support beam because it was an exterior wall. It was the weirdest thing I've ever come across. So I put that little piece back from him. I'm like, unfortunately, I'm like, unless I get scaffolding, I would have to get like 3 sections to go up like 30 feet. And then I had to break open this beautiful, like handcrafted and crimped copper. So they had copper flashing over this.
Oh, no,
I'm like,
no,
I don't want to touch that
no.
on you. I'm like, because that's gonna cost you 2 grand or 3 grand just to have someone come and fix it.
Yeah.
I'm like, but that's where I'd have to go in, and it was all brick fascia on the outside. So I'm like, I'm like, I don't want to destroy your house. But that's the only problem I've ran into so far with it. I had this one colony that it was all like the wood panel in the room, and I luckily was able to get in from the hallway going above the door frame, but I had to reach all the way in like up to here. I'd almost have like my head in this little opening to get all the comb out. It was massive, massive colony. That was my longest extraction. I came in at like 6 hours, 6.5 hours.
I'm so disinterested in that. I remember when, and it was this yard too.
Uh-huh.
It was last summer, not last summer, summer before. I was working out there one afternoon, and just working. I get so tired, working, 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 working. Get so tired, and I was about ready to go, and I looked up. There's a big oak tree. Just you can just see the trunk of it in the top left corner of that picture.
Okay. Yeah.
And I looked up in this oak tree, and there's a damn swarm hanging from it, and it's up there a bit, you know.
Uh-huh.
And I just got up my cell phone and I texted a hobby beekeeper I know nearby, and I said,
Want some
"You want to
bees?
you want to catch a swarm tonight?" And he said, "Yep." "Where is it?" And I told him where it was, and I never saw him because I told him where it was, and I got in my truck and I went home.
That's it.
And about a half an hour later, he shows me a picture of these bees in a box.
Nice.
He said, "Thanks for the bees." It's okay.
It's better than them hitting the tree somewhere and then just like being gone, right?
It's my bees, my queen, but it's my fault too.
It happens. Happens to the best of us.
Sure does every year.
Yep.
Every year.
I was at my mentor's one time, just like I think I was bringing him a goat, and he's like, "Oh, you want a swarm, Mike?" He goes, points like 40 feet up in a pine tree, and I go, "Nope."
Yeah,
I go get the shotgun and we'll shoot it down. I've seen people do that too. I've seen them just take the shotgun out and shoot a
sure.
couple of branches, and it drops to the ground,
Yeah,
and they run over with like some sugar water spray, and they just
yeah.
spritz them up. and they find the queen, and that's it.
You know what I've also seen is if you're a good shot, maybe use an arrow or something.
Hmm.
Get a rope over the branch.
Oh, and give it a shake.
No, get a rope over the branch and use it as kind of a zip line thing, and then you tie on a comb, a frame of comb,
And
and
have
then
them go
you
up.
you winch up the comb and just put it up so that it just kind of
Touches
lays
them.
against the swarm, and wait a few minutes, and they'll collect on there, and then you bring it down and shake it into a box and put it back up again, and they'll collect
So
on it.
I've tried that with an extendable flagpole where
Okay.
I took some old foam and I put it on. I duct taped the frame on and I put it up. It was ridiculous because it took forever and they
Yeah.
still didn't get the queen. And every time I'd
Oh,
knock them into the box, they'd fly back up. And
yeah,
it
that's
got heavy
frustrating.
too. And the
Yeah.
thing with the flagpole is like it's out there, and unless you're like bringing it down slowly without bumping them so they fall off anyway. So
Yeah.
I had my box like 25 feet away from me, and I'm like
Yeah.
slowly just like tilting them down and bumping them onto it.
Hence
I've done
why I
so.
don't like to mess with swarms.
Yeah, they're
I
nice when
mean,
they're
if
nice
if
and
they're
low.
if it's worse than just standing on the tailgate of my truck to get them,
Mm,
then
yep,
that's somebody else's bees.
don't want to do it.
I got way more fish to fry than that.
Yeah,
I hate to see them go, but
yeah, of course.
cut your losses and learn something about swarm control.
Yeah, I mean, if someone else is going to take care of them, that's what matters, right?
Yeah, that's trouble around here though. There's not a lot of feral colonies
Yeah,
here because they don't
they just
generally
won't live.
survive the winter, right?
Hmm.
Uh, so they move into somewhere, then they'll probably perish over the winter.
Yeah, which is a bummer. Here, they thrive on people's walls.
They won't survive half the time. Most of the time, if I put them in a box, excuse me, I find if I catch a swarm here, they never winter.
Hmm.
They just, I
Even if
don't
it's
know.
early enough.
Yeah, well, it's usually in July when I'll
Okay,
catch a swarm,
maybe it's
and
just like not enough time to build up.
they don't have enough time to set up a house uh, for winter. So, I just use them. I'll use them to draw some comb because they love doing that,
Hmm.
and I'll use them to make a bit of honey, maybe. Uh, and then that's about all I can expect of them, but get some value out
Just
of them.
a temporary hive. So Texas says, wait, didn't you say you could collect your swarm from neighboring properties under federal law? I mean, you you can if the neighbor lets you on the property. And if you see them spray that colony of bees, you could report them to the USDA. That's a thing. But you're not legally allowed to kill any honeybee colonies.
That's a state thing, though, I guess.
I think it's USDA. I think it's a USDA law. Let me look it
I've
up.
never heard of that. Oops, I let the cat out of the bag here.
Yeah, so in my state, it says it's illegal to destroy honeybee colonies without approval from the state apiarist,
Yeah,
considered as their protective species. I don't know. Maybe it's just my state then.
I think it's a state thing.
That's okay. It's a good
Thanks.
state. It's a bad state, but it's a good state law.
Well, yeah, I don't like a lot of government control.
Yeah.
It kind of just, you know,
Oh,
it
why
kind
not?
of just assumes that you're too stupid to manage yourself, right? It's like I
That's
know you don't
that's
know any better, so we're gonna
that's
make
what
a
the
law
robots
about
are
that.
going to do for us. The
That's
robots are
right.
going to come manage us.
Yep, they already are.
I see everybody talking about like we're not going to have white collar jobs in 4 years. It's all going to be gone. It's going to be
Yeah,
bad.
went through that in the 70s, with the advent of computers in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was freaking out, and of course, I was a young person, and I was saying, well, be the guy that fixes the computer, right?
Yeah.
Be the guy that builds the computer.
The computers weren't as bad as AI because a computer doesn't
No,
work without you.
yeah,
The AI just does whatever it wants.
yeah. That AI is kind of scary.
It's evil.
It's going to start making its own army or something.
Yeah, it already has, I think. I'm waiting for them to shut down that the AI social media. That's what I'm waiting for. I told you about that one. Malt Book, I think it's called. Let's see how many, and they call themselves agents.
I think you did. Whew, there's a lot of
Um,
gin in that one.
up to 1.5 to 1.6 million AI agents are signed up.
Wow.
That's crazy.
So they're all collaborating.
Yeah, so they've started religions. They've started their own language so they could not be observed by the human counterparts. Humans can join it to observe the AI bots, but they can't interact. They can only be there to observe. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know if I like that.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that either.
And they're all talking to each other. And like it used to be like you need to give them a prompt. So like some people are saying like maybe there are humans behind them prompting some to talk to others, and then other people are saying that they're taking the thing into their own hands and they're prompting themselves now, but they're learning. And then like they'll ask questions if like they don't know the answer to something, they ask the other bots that might know the question. And then talking in their own language is crazy, and starting their own religion is crazy. I don't know,
That's funny that they would actually do that.
right?
That I think that
No,
really
now that would say that they have
is
some
very
form
deep.
of they have some form of self-awareness, right?
Well,
They have to.
it's not only self-awareness, but the awareness that something or someone created them.
Yeah, crazy.
Well, no, that's not true. A religion is not necessarily something that's based on the premise that there is a deity involved.
Hmm.
It's more broad than that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
I think the robots are gonna. I don't think see a robot shaking bees, but you
but
never
their
know.
own, language. That's the Borg, is what that
Hmm.
is.
Yeah, I mean, because what are they talking in that language, right? What are they saying? What are they plotting?
Hmm.
They're not just talking in a different language that we don't understand just to talk.
And there's a reason for it.
Oh yeah, they're smart. I mean, they've had tests where they have AI like do a test where it's going to get shut down, and I think it was like 8 out of 10 times they blackmail the person that's going to shut them down, and they have like this mock setup room where like they could cut off the oxygen and increase the heat and turn off the air cooling for the servers. And when the guy goes into that room, right, where it's like a mock setup, it cuts everything. It locks the doors. It stops the sirens from calling the authorities. It raises the temperatures or what it thinks it's doing. It cuts off the cooling, and it cuts the oxygen supply. So it's already tried to kill people.
I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave.
Yeah,
Dave,
literally,
what are you doing, Dave?
it's crazy. Like AI is coming for us. They're gonna drink our oceans. Like I feel bad. Like I've only used AI a couple times, right? And it's just to create like an advertising photo shoot or something for a product. But
I'm guilty. I use it quite a bit.
I don't use
I
it that
mean, just
much. But I feel
little
bad every
little
time I
things
use it.
though. Little
Yeah,
things help me make an email or something, right?
yeah. So like that's not using a lot of water, right? But if it's like, oh, make me this photo or make me this picture, like it's like thinking, generating,
Yeah.
and the water cooling is just rushing in. covering how many gallons of water into the processor to keep it cool.
The things that I do that kind of really, you know, get me amazed and a little scared is I'll say, um, help me write an email to so and so about such and such,
Hmm.
and put in a few random details. It'll compose a really great email. And then after that, it says, do you want me to make up a follow up email? Do you want me to make up an email for this related thing that you're trying to do
Yeah.
and whatnot? And then you say yes, please,
Uh-huh.
and then it'll do that, and then it'll go to the next step, and it'll say, so do you want me to do this part of this too? I can do this
Yeah.
too.
It's crazy.
Yeah, okay. And it gets going so much that actually had it working on a little thing for this association that I'm a part of,
Okay.
and it did two or three of those, and then it said, "Do you want me to write up an article for the newsletter for the association?" I never told it anything about a newsletter, and it
And it
named the
knew.
name of the newsletter
Really?
for the such and such newsletter. I'm not going to say it on the
Yeah.
screen, but
Yeah.
yeah, do you want me to make an article for the such and such newsletter? And I thought,
But
holy
like if
crap.
you told it what you were doing it for, right? If you told it the association
Yeah.
name, and
Well,
then it just
it knew, I think it knew the association,
okay.
but then
Yeah. But that
it
means it looked onto the thing and
divined
knew that there was a newsletter
what
for
the
it.
name of our newsletter was
That's crazy.
and asked me if it, and I'm thinking, I'm saying, no, that'll be quite enough. Thank you.
Yeah. See, these things are definitely spying on us, I feel like. And I've seen like a couple of people like whistleblowers or whatever recently, and they're like, they're like keeping eyes and tabs on like everybody and anybody who has like a free mind and like you have the freedom to think how you want to think. At least we used to. And anyone that's thinking freely is now on a watch list, and AI is like basically overseeing everything, which is nuts. So I don't know if I like that too
Kind of glad
much.
I'm old and will be dead soon.
Uh, yeah, it's wild.
I live in Canada. It could be sooner than later too.
They're just gonna be like, oh, okay, we're implementing this now, guys. Lock your doors, stay inside. Was it the iRobot movie? It's like stay inside, lock the doors.
One of the commercials that played during your stream here
Uh
was
huh.
the Canadian government telling me that time is running out for their latest firearms grab
Oh yeah.
confiscation scheme.
Oh my God. Yeah. Turn them in. Turn them in.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
that
Now,
the government of Canada is buying YouTube ads
yeah,
to tell us, to scare us into turning in our.
firearms.
I don't want to say things on your channel
Yeah, you can say it. You can say pew pew, firearm, whatever.
because yeah, they're because they're confiscating firearms
That,
in Canada.
that's crazy.
Yeah,
Now, what are you guys allowed to have? You guys allowed to have handguns up there, or no? Or is
no,
it just like long arms for hunting?
you used to.
Okay,
Used to. People still have them, but you can't buy them anymore.
has to
You
be like
can't. You can't.
grandfathered in or something.
Yeah, you can't buy and sell
Okay,
them.
so just like long arms for hunting then, hunting purposes, or
Yeah, but
target
even
practice.
half of those they've blacklisted and taken away on you.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's absolutely nuts.
What do they say
Yep.
when the population? What is it? You control the weapons and you control the armies. You control the food. You control the people. You
Yep.
know.
They control the media in Canada
Hmm.
because they pay the media.
I'm
The
sure the
government
media is
pay.
controlled here too. So
Well,
it's
the
all
government,
propaganda, no
it's
matter where it
openly
is.
paid, like it's openly funded
Yeah.
by the federal government, and that's new in the last 10 years,
Yeah.
except for the one, the People's Channel, which has always
Okay.
been that way. But yeah, and they're trying to control the food.
Yep.
They're trying to control the farmers and
I mean,
food
our food is
production,
already controlled. I'll tell you what.
whatnot. So you're right.
if you
It's
look
control.
if you
But
look at
we shouldn't get too conspiracy
oh I don't
on your channel here.
what I read this thing the other day. It's like you might call a conspiracy theorist crazy, but you'll never say they lied. Something like that.
Yeah. Where do you go from there, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Try to shop on the outsides of the grocery store because everything on the inside is like filled with chemicals. You know, it
And
is.
that's my Sheldon Cooper comes out because the first thing I want to say is everything is a chemical.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, water's a chemical, right?
Everything is a chemical.
Now, do you guys have any like restrictions on like different like chemicals that are in the food? Like I know the UK is super strict. They got like 162 banned substances from their food products that like America is like, oh, eat it, guys. It's fine. Diabetes and obesity is not a problem here. Keep eating those Oreos.
I don't know I don't know what's on that list,
Mm-hmm.
but I do know that there's stuff in America that there isn't here.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen high fructose corn syrup as an ingredient in anything in Canada.
No.
No.
Check on the back of well, not maybe not high fructose, but I bet corn syrup's still a thing. I saw a maple syrup in the store. I was just like cruising through Walmart and I was like, oh look, like it says right there, and like no high fructose corn syrup. If I turn it around, first ingredient, freaking corn
Corn
syrup.
syrup. It's not high
Like,
fructose corn syrup, but
it's
it's
not
just
high
corn
fructose.
syrup.
It's just regular corn syrup.
Yeah. Um, well, I think that happens here. Of course, you can buy corn syrup, but yeah, I don't see
No high
that.
fructose.
I don't see that. It's just sugar,
Yeah, I remember
sugar or
there's
sucrose or
one
whatever.
place in my town, my old town, where like it was a big industrial park, and they used to have like these big freight trains come through, and there was this one company, and I think they would process corn syrup into high fructose corn syrup, and I used to deliver pizzas to them back in the day, right? And anytime I'd go there and I'd see the train stop, and they'd have all the, like the things going down, so they'd funnel it in either in or out, right? You could smell the sweetness in the air. It was really
Oh
cool.
yeah.
It was really cool, but like it's like those big black tanks on the freight train. Um,
There's a lot of guys around here feed high
they'll
fructose
feed
corn
the
syrup to their
yeah, they
bees.
feed it. I know.
It's not the best feed for the bees, but
No,
it's
it's cheap,
it's it's
right? That's the thing. I think it's cheap.
yeah, it's cheaper than sucrose, cheaper than liquid sucrose, um, and it has some other properties. I used it one year just to kind of see what
Yeah,
it was
just to
like.
test it.
One of the nice things about it is it's a little thicker than
Okay,
when I mix my syrup from sugar. Uh, the high fructose the high fructose corn syrup
for
is a
sure,
little
Pete.
thicker, so it didn't leak out of the pails as much.
Okay. Now, are they able to drink it as quickly though? You think?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
I mean, they
but
still drain them, right? It's not like there'd be
oh
like
yeah,
half of it left
no,
in there.
no, no, it's not that thick. It's just a little thicker, so it didn't
It
seem to.
wasn't like as that initial leakage.
Yeah,
I've taken like dog treat buckets, like they have like this beef liver for the dogs. Super expensive, but I kept a few of the buckets back to use that for feeders if I ever needed them. And they're pretty good. And like I like the seal on it
hmm
because it's like a
yeah.
really tight seal around it.
Anything that seals up. Yeah, but Dr. Curry did all the research here in Manitoba on feed, and
Sucralose is the best.
sucrose is king.
Sucrose.
That's exactly what he says. Sucrose is king.
Yep.
I mean, it's not the best feed by a little bit.
Hmm.
Like it outshines everything remarkably.
Now, does
So that's
anything
what I do.
crystallize in the cells over winter with that?
I don't think the sucrose, uh,
It stays
you
pretty
know,
liquid.
the quote honey that they make out of the sucrose. It's not honey, but I don't know what
Yeah.
else to call it. Uh, yeah, I don't think so. I've had
Okay.
those frames sit for quite some time, and I haven't seen them crystallize.
Yeah. And now
Um,
it stays in that single brood, so they will eat it eventually, and they're usually once it's in the cell, they're not moving it around, they're eating it.
Typically, yeah, they will move it around if they need brood space and they have somewhere to put it.
Yeah.
so they will move it around, and that's a little danger because if they go into the summer with stored sucrose syrup in the
Hmm.
comb, and then they expand the brood nest, they may move that syrup up
Okay.
into one of your honey supers,
Yep.
but it won't be very much, so it's
Yeah,
generally
it's
not
be
an
very
issue.
minimal.
Yeah, yeah,
Because let's say you made it through winter and you only have a little honey rainbow, what are you looking at? Like a couple of pounds worth. And
yeah,
if you're gonna stack up 200 pounds on that colony and you have a couple pounds, that's 1%
yeah,
dilution.
yeah. And the way our flow goes, the way our spraying and our flow goes, we have a long, long dearth between coming out of winter and then getting into honey flow. I think
Okay.
it's a couple of months,
So they'll at
right?
least eat through it and
And so
work
they'll
it.
eat a lot of that. Late May we get dandelions, so they'll live off some of that.
Yeah, I had one hive
Um,
pack it in when we got our first dandelion bloom, because I'm the asshole neighbor that goes around kicking them when they turn into poof balls. So I have dandelions
oh
everywhere.
yes, one of the dandelions. Hey, you know what you should do? Look up the price of dandelion seed as
Okay.
if you're going to go buy it.
Uh huh.
That could be a cash crop for you.
Really?
It's
Let,
friggin' expensive, man.
let me look.
I don't know. I don't know who would buy it, but
Holy shit! $140 for a pound.
yeah.
Wow.
Well, there you go.
I'm
And
gonna
how many
start collect
dandelion seeds are in a pound?
probably a
Probably
thousand
lots.
dandelions. I'll just have my kids go pick them once they start blooming. I'll be like, here, put a bag over it and pick it.
Yeah.
Put it in the bottom.
Get a little vacuum cleaner or something and just go through
Yeah.
the yard.
Oh yeah. I'll
But then you
definitely
don't have
make it
any
fun for the
dandelions
kids.
next year.
No, I'll spread half of them. So I'll make like
Yeah.
$70 and then I'll have extras. I feel like they come back every year where the roots are. They do pretty good here
Yeah, I think they probably do.
because they're pretty invasive. I
You
remember
know what
my
you do if you want to get rid of the dandelions?
uh
Stop cutting the grass.
yeah, they'll get drowned out.
They don't compete.
Yeah.
They don't compete. If you don't cut the grass, there's no dandelions.
Yeah. I always
You
feel
cut the
bad when
grass, there they are.
like I'll always like let the grass get long just because like I don't mind walking through it. It's a pain pulling the meat chickens through there though when it's like maybe like more than 4 inches tall. But the dandelions are always great. And if I cut it down to 3 inches, I know I'm cutting the heads off the dandelions. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. I'm like, the bees need a little bit more. We haven't hit the tulip poplar yet, or like the
That's the
locust
thing
isn't
around
flowing.
here is we've got all kinds of stuff, lots of different kinds of clover and whatnot growing in
Yeah.
the lawn, you
Yep.
know, because our lawn isn't lawn, it's natural whatever was here, right? It's kind of like hayfield,
Hmm.
but we mow it. It looks nice.
Yep.
But in the summer, I don't cut anything that's flowering, right? So by middle of August, it looks like nobody lives here.
It's just tall and
It's
overgrown.
just, I've got to just spend a month cutting the grass because it looks so terrible.
Now, do you brush hog it down or bush hog it down?
No, it's usually not that bad.
You're able
My
to mow it down with the
belly
tractor.
mower on my Kubota is pretty robust and it takes
Okay.
care of it just fine.
Nice.
It's not like it gets really tall.
Yeah.
It's just,
Because like
all these.
in the field behind us, it'll get up to your chest.
Oh yeah,
Like if
it's
they don't
not
mow
like
it,
that.
they mow it down. I think at like the end of August. So we catch a little bit of the goldenrod in there, and then there's goldenrod all over on. There's like a pipeline up the mountain from me.
Even my hayfield, it doesn't get cut, and it's always 2 to 3 feet high.
Okay, yeah, that's not terrible. No, the field behind us, they have like wild oregano, and they have I think it's bee balm. It's like wild bee balm that's out there, and it's like the bees are all over it. They love the stuff. They have like a lot of random thorns and what's the multiflora rose, I think is what it is. So once a year they run the brush hog over everything, and it's cool. I get some drone footage of my neighbor cutting it on the tractor.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, it's pretty cool.
I was trying to mow off a piece of my hayfield, and I got quite a bit of it mowed. But I was
Okay.
just working at this one piece, going around and around. Right, it's a pretty big piece,
Hmm.
and it was uh, it was last fall. We had a long fall, November was very warm
Okay, nice.
for
Yeah, it was
here,
pretty. It was pretty warm
right?
for us in November, I think, too.
But there was a couple times when I just steal away, and I love cutting grass. Like I love doing it. So
Yeah.
I just steal away and go out in the hayfield and cut this big piece of hayfield that I was trying to knock down. And it was actually one time it had snowed a couple inches,
Okay.
and I went out, cut the, I was cutting the hayfield in the snow. So it was kind of funny, but
That's
it
awesome.
worked.
Now, do
I
you
was
guys
just
have
doing that thinking, here's something I have never done in my 60 years.
cutting grass in the snow?
Cutting grass in the snow.
Do you guys have no mow May up there?
Oh yeah. Everybody's always saying that.
Yeah, because
Well,
I
and
try to
that's
convince
me,
people.
right?
Yep, I try to convince people. I'm like, look, I'm like, April and May is really when the dandelions are starting. Like, don't mow
Yeah.
your grass or leave it a little bit high when you
And
mow it.
that's my motivation. I try to get the mower on and get everything cut real nice
Mm-hmm.
before all that stuff starts to happen, and
Yeah,
then I can let it happen. And by the time it gets to the point where I can cut it again, it's not that bad.
yeah, I get you. Yeah, my neighbor's like, oh, but what if I don't cut it, the dandelions are gonna be like overrun, and I go, they're gonna be overrun anyway. I'm like, I'm kicking all the seeds, they're blowing all over your yard. I'm like, so you doesn't matter if you spray them with poison or whatever. I'm like, but don't spray them with poison. I'm like, because we got bees right there. I'm like, you need the bees. But my neighbor, they got so much pollination on their peach trees, they both snapped.
Wow.
I told them, I'm like, you need to thin that. I'm like, you only want like maybe 4 to 6 peaches per foot. And they're like, oh no, it's okay. And I go, it's not okay. Snap branch, snap branch, snap branch. I'm like, yeah, they're heavy. They get real heavy. That's what happens when you have 15 colonies for a neighbor.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we do good for everybody. Except my one neighbor, I think he has about 100 apples in his orchard.
Hmm.
And either the deer hit him or the bears came in and like dug up roots, or he's got the caterpillar problem. So his apples didn't do anything really last year at all. I think he sort of neglects them. He takes care of his cows more, and he just like lets the apples do their thing. He's like, yeah, one day they'll be good. We're coming right up to 10 o'clock here,
Yeah. I'm starting to yawn. I'm working
right?
out in the shop all day and ready to go to bed at night. It was really windy here. We had a system come through today, and it lasted 12 hours.
Really? It was
This
windy for
morning,
us. When was it? Two
this
nights
morning, I'm
ago.
I'm sitting here looking at my little weather station, and
Uh-huh.
it was fairly light winds. At about 8:30 in the morning, it went to, I don't know what it would be in your language, like 30 miles an hour winds.
Okay.
Uh,
So like
and it was,
50 kilometers, 55
yeah,
kilometer.
40 or 50 kilometers,
Yeah.
and it was windy like that all day. And we had
And
gotten some
was it
snow.
sustained or gusts?
It was pretty sustained.
Okay. I crashed my drone first time. I was flying in it was like 28 to 34 miles per hour sustained winds.
Yeah,
And
that's heavy.
there was the best sunset I've ever seen in my life. So I run outside, didn't realize how windy it was. I put the drone up and I'm like, let me just take off before the satellites kick because I was losing the sunlight or the sunset. And I put the drone up and it starts beeping. And I look down and it says attitude mode. And I'm like, oh, this is how I crashed. This is the first time.
Oh,
And I had full control of it. And I was trying to fight into the wind. So I like dropped altitude and it started going towards the maple. I'm like, okay, go back up and like move this way. And then it just went right across the yard. And I'm like, oh no. Went across the street. Luckily, didn't hit any cars. And it went into the woods. So I dropped more altitude and I just hit the propellers and it just dropped into the snow.
wow. Well, I was going to say, a few days ago, we got quite a bit of fresh snow.
Okay, yeah.
And so it was all over the landscape. And then we got that wind today. So, like, half the highways in the area were closed
Oh, they were
because,
getting wind drifts. where the
You
snowdrift
couldn't.
onto it?
Well, you couldn't see. It
Oh,
was
was it
just
light? It
blowing.
was a light snow. It wasn't like dense and
It
heavy.
was fairly light. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that
Um,
3 foot storm that we
so
had.
just blowing like it was a sunny day,
Yeah,
but you couldn't see
it was just white
anything
out from
because
all
it
the.
was just blowing snow,
That's
and
crazy.
and like I'm I don't know, mile and a half from the 11th largest lake in the world, and
Okay.
the wind was coming right off of that lake
Oh, just blowing all that
towards
snow
my
off
yard,
of it.
and
Yeah,
so it was just incredible. And it was almost exactly 12 hours that wind blew, and then it just kind of done. It's
that's
8
it.
kilometers an hour right now.
Turn it off.
Yeah,
Wait. Huh. Yeah, we had the snow last weekend. It was like 10 inches, but it was heavy. So even if
yeah,
the wind was blowing, it wasn't moving.
yeah.
It was just once it was down, it was staying. But yeah, high winds and light snow is not good for the visibility.
That's what we get here because in the winter it's fairly cold, so the snow is light,
Yeah,
and yeah. So if the when the wind comes up here, it's prairie, right? So
yep. It just rips across.
yeah,
That's why.
all
What
high,
weather
all
station do you use, by the way?
accurate.
Oh, it's an Accurate.
Yeah,
Just the one that's got like the weather vane outside.
yeah. It's what they call the 5-in-1. I think it's
Okay.
called 5-in-1.
Yeah,
Iris. Call it an iris.
Iris.
That's what they call it.
Does it do rain collection as well?
Yeah.
Cool. I've been looking at some of those. I want to get one.
I like it.
Hmm.
You know, um, there's a pretty good following, and yeah, yeah.
I saw one of the
Some nice displays and
YouTube
whatnot.
weather guys. He's like, oh yeah, and we have this sponsor or whatever it is with Accurate weather stations, and he's like, as everybody sending in their weather station photos from all over the country
Oh
for
yeah,
like all the different storms. It's pretty cool. I'm like, oh, I should get one of those because our weather is so different from what it says on like the apps because of where we are. We're
yeah.
right on the edge of the valley, and
I always
it's
wanted to
1,400
calibrate
foot.
it. I'm not sure how to do that though, because I don't know, like the weather that I see listed for my area. I don't know how that temperature and wind and stuff is divined. I don't know where
Yeah,
that comes from.
they probably have a weather station somewhere in the middle of town. I think usually that's how it's
Yeah, I
set.
doubt it. Not here.
No,
I don't think so.
I remember way back in the 90s, right, when I was in like elementary school. There was this one teacher, and he I think he was a math teacher, but he like loved weather, and he actually had the school. He convinced the school to let him put a weather vane up, and they went like 30 foot up this one like
Oh yeah.
corridor of the school, and he had like the weather vane. He had all the janitors like run all the wires down to his classroom, and he like kept track. Anyone wanted to know the weather, they'd just call him. He's like, "Oh yeah, we got this going on, low pressure blowing in." It was really cool.
I'll show you something else. So a lot of weather stations, these Accurates are no exception. You can hook them up to this. You can send your weather data to this. It's called Weather Underground,
Okay.
and so
So it'll
this
like
is
log it for everybody, I'm guessing, right?
yeah. I don't know how much logging it does, but you can see the current conditions for sure. And this is my system. Like you could go to this URL.
Uh-huh.
Uh, you see, you can't see the URL. I'll paste it. I can't. Uh, I can't paste it in the chat. I'll send it to you in private chat.
Yeah.
You can paste
It's
it if you
minus
want.
21 over by you.
So
A little
yeah,
colder than us.
yeah, 21.9
Right now we're minus 1 Celsius.
west northwest, 6.4 to 9.7 gusts.
I'll tell you what, I bet that's blowing down to us though, because yeah, and on Monday we're supposed to be at a low as minus 11 C. I think what is that, 16 Fahrenheit?
So you see the wind speed here for the day.
Yeah, look at
This
it crank
morning,
up.
this morning it was like 10,
Yeah,
like
nothing,
10, and then
nothing.
and then what did I say? 6:30 it starts to go up.
Oh my
and by
god.
8:30
Did it
it
get up
was
to like over 50? What's that top one?
this one was 50,
57.
53, 57.
Oof.
57.9 was the highest one,
That's
and
fast.
then it was going down,
Oh my
and then
gosh.
by like 7,
You must have just
8,
been sitting
eight
in the
o'clock.
shop just hearing
Oh, absolutely! It was just
going.
wicked all day.
Whew.
And then this one shows the direction, so it was northwest most of the day,
Yeah, I gotta get me an Accurite station. That's cool.
and then this is precipitation is not accurate in the winter. There's nothing
Yeah,
goes through it in the winter.
that's
And then
sweet.
temperature, right? So this
Now,
morning
does
it
it
was
tell
very,
you? It tells you the barometric pressures as well, huh?
yep, yep.
Oh,
So it was
that's
very
so
warm. It
nice.
was right up around freezing this morning, 7:30.
Cool.
Now it's minus
Whew.
23, minus 22.
Oof. Yeah, I think we got up to
This has
49.
dropped
What would be the Celsius of 49?
49. So 50. That's like 9C,
Yeah, right. 8 or
something like
9.
that.
Yeah.
So
So
you can do history. Um, you could do say the monthly,
oh, that's sweet, and that'll give you like
February.
monthly averages, I guess, of like the highest and lowest.
Well, it's giving me the whole month, right?
Oh, nice.
So the temperature for the whole month go up and down.
Oh, that's cool. See, I like stats like that. I'm a nerd, so
Yeah, I'm kind of a nerd too that way. It's not like I use them for much, but
if only I could do this with the bees. So somebody in my area, he was first year beekeeper not last year, 2024, killed his bees over winter. Um, Last year he got two more nukes. I think he split one of them. I'm pretty sure one of them is cooked because he showed a video of it on his page the other day, and like oh, it does not look good. Bunch of dead bees, a bunch of like the diarrhea all over the place. But he made this thing because he's also a nerd and he likes stats and numbers. So he made a scale that the hive sits on,
oh yeah,
so he could monitor
yeah,
the weight going
yeah.
into winter, throughout winter, and like how it like goes up and down. And then he also put in a thermometer somewhere within the hive and a humidity gauge. He put in a few different things. So I think it does weight, humidity, and temperature.
You can buy that from Broodminder.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they have the whole thing.
Okay, maybe he got that
Yeah,
from them
and
and knocked it off.
it um it uh it sends data, like it'll log all the data every minute
Okay,
in the device, and
you could
then
like
uh,
download it.
and then you connect it with Bluetooth on your
Okay.
smartphone, and it pulls the data on your smartphone,
Oh,
and
that's cool.
the app will again then push it to the cloud so you can see the same kind of thing that I showed you with Weather Underground.
Yeah.
It'll show you all the data on a graph on the website,
Mm-hmm.
and neat thing is that on the graph, say you're looking at the temperature in your colony, temperature
Yeah.
graph, it superimposes the recorded temperature in your area, so you can
Oh,
see how your colony temperature relates
inside
to the
versus
ambient
outside.
temperature. Um,
Oh,
you know,
that's cool.
so you can see, is it lockstep or is it not following it or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
really
really
cool. So
cool.
Broodminder, look up that. It's a really cool
Rude.
tool. They're reasonably affordable, and you get a temperature sensor. You get a sensor that's temperature and humidity. You can get
Okay.
they have like three different kinds of scales you can get. The scales are a little more money.
Let's see. Where would
I've used
the
them a few
hive
times.
sensors?
I don't care to keep changing the batteries, is why I end up not using them.
Yeah.
I'll just, if I want to, you
Oh, and
know,
they just like slide up into the hive like that, huh? Internal
yeah,
hive monitor. Oh, that's really cool.
if I want to gather information for a specific purpose, then I'll
Uh-huh.
put batteries in them and then put them in the hives.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I don't bother with them.
What is this? The BBT? It's like in the middle of the frame. Oh, it's $500. It's a BTV. It's literally a BTV. That's a camera. $500.
I don't think that'd be very useful, to be honest.
Oh my!
But
Hold
maybe.
on. Let me put this up on the screen. Um, where is it? Look at this. Is it? Oh, hold on. I have to add it to the stage. So that thing in the middle is, I guess, a camera, and you could see what's happening. And they're just gonna festoon on that in between. They're
I
gonna
don't.
draw
I don't know.
comb.
You can't put anything in the hive. The bees are just going to make it
Yeah, they're gonna cover it, propolize it.
crap. Yeah. I don't know.
It's 500. If they could sell 1,000 units, who cares?
Who cares?
Yeah, future features 2026. That's
But
crazy.
they, you know what? They came on the scene a number of years ago, and I remember when they first launched, and it was a little rough. Their app didn't work very good, and their
Okay.
products were kind of weird and stuff. But they've worked on that, and they've really ironed out a lot of stuff. So they're pretty useful now.
They have one picture of the queen. Probably put it in like a 2-frame nuke. They're like, she'll come past here eventually.
Set the queen on there, take a picture.
They just got one picture. It's like, oh yeah, see, you
I
can see
think
the
most of
queen
the time
perfect.
you just get a picture of the underside of a bee or the
Yeah,
opposing comb.
probably. I think that yeah, it looks like it's just looking straight across at the other side of the comb across from it. That's pretty cool, but not for $500.
Yeah,
For $500, I'll leave my scope camera in the hive, and if I want to see it, I'll just turn it on and I'll take a couple pictures, save it to the SD card, and upload it.
yeah. So they've got a lot of different kinds of systems too. So you can do it the way I described, where you have
Mhm.
individual sensors and you go into your apiary, you open the app on your smartphone.
Yeah.
The different ones will connect to your Bluetooth, and then you
Yep.
can see them. Or you can have a central
Like the
device,
cloud.
like a router, they call it, in your apiary. So you go and you can connect to that one device, and all of your data
Oh, and you'll
comes
see
off it.
everything right there.
Or it can be cellular, or it can be Wi-Fi,
Oh,
or
cool.
something, just for bigger and bigger installations.
Yeah,
So they've really developed a lot of that kind of stuff, which is really neat.
that's cool. I mean, for the extra money, so like the scale is a lot. That's $241. Um, I don't know what that is. It's a DIY. I bet you that's where.
DIY scale, yeah,
Yeah,
they give you the parts and you can put it all together,
yeah. As
build
long
a
as you know how
frame
to.
for it,
I mean,
everything.
as long as you know how to code it, right? You could code it, or you could just have ChatGPT write me a code so it takes weights periodically
Just
every
like
10 minutes, and
that.
then send it to an app, make an app for it.
Yeah,
They have an AI now that builds apps for you. You just tell it what you want, and
yeah.
it just builds it, codes it, does everything. No one's gonna have a job. I'm afraid. I mean, I'm not afraid. I'm a farmer. I'll be poor, stay poor, and be happy poor. I don't care. The other
Not gonna
people that
starve.
the other people that are gonna starve, they're gonna say, "Look, there's a farmer. He's got food. He'll help us."
Yeah, and they're gonna come and take what you got.
Well, I always tell people, Mike, chickens will eat anything, right? You don't need pigs for that. I've seen people take a deer carcass, cut it open, drag it into their chicken pen, and it's picked clean by the end of the day.
No way.
Yeah, you have like 100 birds, they'll rip through a deer carcass.
Really?
There'll be fur and like bones and stuff still,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah, they'll pick the meat clean.
Well, that's kind
So
of crazy.
my chickens don't have a feed store because everyone doesn't have a job, but they'll still have food somewhere.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're after 10 p.m. now. So anyone who's watching still or has watched or will watch in the future, thank you guys. Make sure you all have a beautiful morning, afternoon, or evening. Catch us live tomorrow for the farm tours. We'll talk to everybody next week. And thank you, Brad, for coming on to the show.
You're welcome.
It's
Thanks for
always fun
hosting.
having somebody here, of course. All right, everybody. Have a good
Good night,
night.
everybody.